Okay, hello everyone. So today we are from Group 2. We'll be present about distributed operating system. But before that, let me ask the moderator to introduce our group members. Next. Okay, our group members are the first, it's myself, Desak Mahadewi Saraswati, with three last digit student ID 001, and then my partner, Putu Adi Sastrawan, with three last digit student ID 011, and then Tegar Samjoe Indra Laka, with three last digit student ID 032, and then Gusti Ngurah Kadek Rian Adnyana, with three last digit student ID 034, and then the last is Komang Sudana with last digit student ID 053. Next. Okay, there are table of contents that we will explain in this presentation. So the first is about distributed operating system. What is the distributed operating system? And then the second is comparison. So difference between a network operating system and a distributed operating system. The third is about characteristic. So the characteristic of a distributed operating system. And then the fourth is about hardware of a distributed operating system. The fifth is about example and types of distributed operating system, and the last is about benefits of distributed operating system. Okay, for the section 1, it's about distributed operating system. So, what is the distributed operating system? Okay, before that, let me introduce about operating system. So, an operating system is a computer program that serves as a bridge between user or application and computer hardware. Its main task is organize and manage all activities performed by the computer, such as processing data, storing information, accessing additional devices, and connecting to the network. Okay, next it's about distributed operating system. A distributed operating system is a software that manages resources and provides an execution environment for application in an environment consisting of multiple connected computers. This operating system allows the computer in the system to work together, share resources, and complete tasks in a coordinated manner. The goal is to improve system performance, increase scalability, and achieve fault tolerance in distributed environment. Okay, for the next session, it's about comparison. Difference between network operating system and distributed operating system will be presented by my partner Rian. So the time is yours.
Okay, thanks for the time. So now I'm gonna present about the comparison between network operating system and distributed operating system. Next. So what is the network operating system? So the network operating system is software that manages network resources and service on connected computers. It organizes communication, user management, file sharing, and network security. The examples of network operating system includes Windows Server, Linux Server, and Novel NetWare. Distributed operating system is one of the implementations of the distributed system in which a heterogeneous collection of computers and processors are connected in a network. Examples of the distributed operating system include Ubuntu, Linux, and Locus. Next. And also there's the five differences between network operating system and distributed operating system, which is number one is structure and organization. The second is communication and coordination. The third is resource management. The fourth is scalability and redundancy. And the fifth is reliability and availability. The next, so the next material about characteristics will be explained by my friend.
Okay, thank you for the time. So now I will explain about characteristic of distributed operating system. So the first characteristic is about distributed resource management. Distributed operating system have a characteristic of being able to manage and coordinate distributed resources across the network, so that this allows the utilization of hardware and software anytime and anywhere. And the second is transparency. Distributed operating systems have a characteristic of creating the impression that a computer network is seen as a single system to user, so that user can access resources on the network without having to care about the physical location or actual configuration of these resources. Uh, the transparencies can include about location transparency, access transparency, and migration transparency. Next. Okay, the third is about scalability. Distributed operating systems have a characteristic of being able to manage the large draw in the number of resources and users, which must be able to easily handle adding new computers to the network and manage and allocate resources efficiently without losing the performance. And then the fourth is about communication. Distributed operating systems typically run on a network and therefore have the characteristic of providing an efficient communication mechanism between processes running on various computers on the network, which must be able to send and receive message between processes, perform remote procedure calls, and provide the necessary synchronization mechanism for coordination between distributed processes. Next. Okay, for the fifth, it's about consistency and relevance. Distributed operating systems have a characteristic of providing the same facilities between one device and another device. So, for example, in the computer A, there are changes. Maybe the updating the data. Then the updating data will be comprehensive and relevant for all user or all devices that contained in the system. And then for the sixth is about reliability. Distributed operating systems have the characteristic of of self-recovery and continuing normal operation even if there is a failure on one of the computers on the network. So it will not affect system integrity. The last is about flexibility and upgradability. Distributed operating systems have characteristics to adapt to changing situations and different needs, and can be improved in quality and adapted to evolving needs over time. Okay, maybe that's all about the characteristic distributed operating system. For the next material is about hardware on distributed operating system that will be uh, explained by my partner Ad. So the time is yours.
So thank you for the time. So I'll explain about hardware on distributed operating system. So distributed operating system usually have hardware which specify on their functionality. So as you can see in the pictures, there are five hardware that the distributed operating system need. So which are workstation, file server, local area network, gateway, and processor pool. So for the first thing is workstation. So the workstation is a computer that used by the user, so it can run the application or the assignment from the distributed system. So the workstation is usually used in component like RAM, processor, and file storage. So that component is mainly using a powerful or fast processor, RAM, and file storage. So it can be manage the huge amount of data that are really complex, so it can be um, run it in the process. So the next one is file server. So for the file server is actually a server that used to save the data and also manage the data, and they can be accessed on the workstation. So the file server is actually provide access to share the file and also giving access to control the data on the user in the network. For the next one is LAN or local area network. So for the LAN itself is actually a local network that connect the workstation and the other hardware inside the distributed system. So this network is can use to be a connectivity between the computer inside the system, and it also act as an infrastructure that can send a data and also send a message in each component. Next slide, please. And for next one is gateway. So gateway is used to see which thing that come in and come out inside the network distributed. So this gateway used to become a middleware within the local area network and also the external network, such as internet and other network in external hardware. So the gateway used to control the traffic of the data and also maintaining the security and providing a connectivity within the external network. So the last one is processor pool. Processor pool is actually a list of processor that connect to the in the distributed system. So usually this distributed operating system use concept of parallel processing. So which mean the task and the assignment is divided and also run at the same time inside a processor that called pool. So that means pool processor is a system that can improve the performance and also the efficiency of the process. I think that's all for the hardware. And for the next material will be explained by my teammate.
Okay, I will now I will explain the material about the example of DOS or uh, distributed operating system. Distributed operating system. I mean, Okay, so we got five software that we can use as example of distributed operating system or DOS, which is first is Linux. Linux is a distributed operating system designed to improve performance and reliability by running a text currently on a distributed cluster of the computers. The main goal is to hide parallelism to improve application performance. Unix has relative high complexity because it combines existing Unix feature with distributed capabilities and parallelism. A unique feature of Unix is its ability to break text into parts that can be run in parallel across multiple computers in a cluster. These allow efficient use of resource and improve overall application performance. The second example is Chorus or Sun microsystem. Chorus is a distributed operating system that provides a secure, reliable, and efficient improvement for distributed application on computer network with multiple computers. Its main goal is to provide a secure, reliable, and efficient environment for distributed application. Chorus has high complexity as it has to manage resource, task scheduling, and inter-process communication in a distributed environment. A unique feature of Cronus is its ability to intelligently manage resource. Chorus use a sophisticated scheduling algorithm to maximize resource usage and ensure optimal distributed application performance. The third example is Amoeba. Amoeba is a distributed operating system developed to run application on distributed computer clustering. Its main goal is to provide a decentralized and reliable environment for managing resource and running distributed application. Amoeba has high complexity as it manages resource in a distributed cluster and provide efficient interprocess of the communication mechanism. Amoeba has to face challenges such as scalability, reliability, and coordination between many components in the clustering. One of the unique features of Amoeba is its decentralized architecture. Amoeba does not have a single controlling center or single point of a failure, thus providing better reliability and availability. Amoeba also offer a efficient inter-process communication mechanism, including error-free communication that enable high performance in distributed system. The fourth example is OpenStack. OpenStack is an open source platform that allows users to build and manage distributed computing infrastructure. OpenStack provides a set of services that allow users to manage virtual machine, network, and storage in a distributed manner. Its main goal is to provide a flexible and scalable infrastructure for users to run distributed applications. And the last one is CoreOS. CoreOS is a distributed operating system that optimizes for running containerized application. CoreOS provides mechanism to manage and deploy container across a number of physical or virtual machines. The main goal is to ease the management of distributed applications that run in the container, thereby increasing the scalability and efficiency in a distributed environment. So these are some interesting examples of distributed operating system and related platform. Distributed operating system allow users to run text simultaneously on a cluster of connected computers and improving the performance, reliability, and the resource usage efficiency. Maybe that's all about the example of DOS or distributed operating system. For the next material will be explained by my friend Hari. Hari, you can take your
Okay,
time.
thank you. Okay, thank you for the time. So the next section is benefits of distributed operating system. Next. Next slide, please. Okay, first is share resource. In resource constrained situations, one solution that can be used is a distributed operating system. DOS enables distributed resource usage, parallel processing, intelligent workload deployment, and redundancy provisioning. And the second is communication. DOS function in networks and facilitate communication between devices. By using a distributed operating system, users can exchange data, share information, and communicate in both a local area network and a wide area network. And the third is reliability. In a distributed operating system, the loss of a single node will not affect the integrity of the system as a whole. Unlike PC that can experience hardware failures that cause system imbalance or failures, distributed operating systems are designed to cope with node failures by distributing tasks to other nodes and using data replication to protect data integrity. The fourth is benefits of computing. Distributed operating systems can break down computing tasks into small parts and distribute them to nodes in a distributed network. Each node is responsible for performing the computation on its assigned part. The results of the computation are then gathered back to the display to the user. Thus, a distributed operating system can improve computational processing efficiency and overall system performance. Next. Number 5 is decentralization. DOS reduces the load on the central server by centralized control and using a local queue system. With this combination, distributed operating system achieve higher efficiency and coordination. This enables optimal use of resource, reduce the load on the central server, and improves overall system performance and responsiveness. Next, continuity. Distributed operating systems ensure a consistent customer experience and protect the integrity of the critical data in challenging situations, such as schedule maintenance or outage or infrastructure damage. With data replication, tolerance, and efficient recovery management, it maintains service availability and continuity, providing high trust and reliability for users. And the last is optimization. The distributed operating system uses aggregated statistics from its location to design smart and cost-effective infrastructure. By analyzing user data, it optimally manages resources, improve operational efficiency, and reduce overall costs. That's all from me. The time back to the moderator.
Thank you. So maybe that's all about our presentation. Thank you. Uh, bye.